fiddling around with another Alan Parsons tune, as you may have figured out. Got to get to a lesson on that. I was hoping to get to it this week, but it didn't happen. It is, where are we? April 19th. Yeah, it's Friday, April 19th. Late in the day. Running a little bit late. Had a lot of things to tend to today. Big family event going on for the here in the Hogan world tomorrow. So anyway, but excuses. But I have a couple things I want to talk about. One is I like the couple really cool requests lately on the forum. The Loudon Wainwright tune, Carrickfergus. That sounds like a great. Oh boy. Beautiful old Irish melody, and I might take a look at that. Also, some requests recently for more Gordon Lightfoot stuff, and a couple things about if you put in a request for a thing. One thing that's really helpful is put a YouTube video link in there so that the song is like right there in your request. And I did get back to the question about Gordon Lightfoot with like, well, what songs do you want to hear? Do you want to hear this one? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is gonna hurt. Anyway, that one pops into my head. That is, of course, not of course, you may not recognize it, especially with me kind of butchering it there. That is called I'm Not Supposed to Care, and it's one I used to play a lot from, is that Race, it's from the album, Summertime Dream, maybe? Crossing up my albums. If Children Had Wings was another one on that. Okay, anyway, my point is, I'm definitely in the market for a few more Gordon Lightfoot tunes, but I could use some help with which ones you might like. Let's see. James, let's go into the James story, because this was another, this was a great request from somebody who had been working on it and had been having trouble with these chords that have thirds in the bass where the third is on the A string. And I started thinking about it. I will definitely make a video of me playing it slower, but an important thing for those of you who've been trying this, all of those chords that I'm playing with a hinge bar on where I'm using my second finger to play two strings, you do not need the note on the third string. So forget it, because it's actually just an octave. It's the note, your same bass note you're playing on the fifth string. So you could change that fingering to the equivalent of a G with B in the bass, where you've got the two notes at the third fret and the B on the second fret of the fifth string. And wherever in the song you need that, you could do it. Like right there. What's the next one? Wait a minute. Can't think of this slowly now. Anyhow, so that whole thing can be done with, if you can change those chords. And then the first one that happens, the first one that happens in that verse, come to right up here. Instead of trying to do this, the A with C sharp in the bass like that, just grab the C sharp with your third finger, the A on the second fret of the third string, and the high A up there. Oh, sorry, the melody note's an open E. Then add the high A. Anyway, I will get to adding an adjustment to James because it's such a cool tune. I might as well play it a little bit more. Then in this part, you can get away with, again, these 3-finger versions of these chords. What is it? So right there, I didn't play any of them with that hinge bar. Okay. Let's see, I had something else here is the big thing I want to get to today. First of all, so I probably won't be here next week. We got our camp is next week, so I'm going to take the week off probably, or I'll be working with campers all day Friday and Saturday here. And anyway, and then you can start thinking about maybe joining us in the fall. We'll open up registration for that right after we have this one. So anyway, off to International Guitar Camp next week. And but I had a lesson today that I should have told you at the beginning of this that I was going to get to this. We're only a few minutes into this, but here's what was going on was we were talking about how, and this is a lot of the focus that we're going to have at camp. Matter of fact, my first, the only class I'm planning on right now is going to be talking about exactly this, and it's how to use a capo to play a song in a different key, to think about it in a different key when somebody else is playing maybe an easy set of chords down here. And the way this arose in this particular case was we were talking about a song called I Am a Pilgrim, and we were listening to Roseanne Cash's version, and it was in the key of B. It's a relatively simple song, a 1-4-5 progression, but Roseanne was playing it in B. Now, nobody wants to play in B, and without a capo. I guess I should qualify that. Because everything's going to be bar chords. There is an E chord in there, but you're going to have B, C sharp minor, D sharp minor, F sharp, G sharp minor, and E. Okay, no fun. But the path, I'm going to try to go through this slowly enough where you might just have to watch it a lot of times if you're not already familiar with this. We really comfortably play in 5 keys. There are 5 keys that are great for the guitar, and there's a really easy way to remember them. There are a couple easy ways. One is, it is the 5 open chords we can play as major chords. If we just go through our alphabet, A, that's one of them. B, nope, got to play B as a bar chord. That's not one of them. C, yep, we can play a C chord. D, yep, you can play a D chord. E, yep, you can play an E chord. F, no, F is a bar chord. And G, yes. So in the alphabetical order that I just gave them there, it'd be A, C, D, E, G. Now, coincidentally, not completely coincidentally, those are 5 different chord shapes down here, and some of those are used to make bar chords out of, particularly the E and the A family. But if we think of those 5 families, 5 different keys that we can play in, I could capo, if I put a capo at the 1st fret, and I'm playing in the key of C, I'm not really in C. I'm of course, really in C sharp. And that's a way we could play in the key of C sharp, is by just thinking in C, but putting a capo at 1. So to approach this from the other angle, if I want to play in B, now B is my target key. Oh, the thing I didn't mention about the other easy way to remember those 5 chords is they happen to spell the word caged, C-A-G-E-D. There are all kinds of things that relates to in music. Most of it has to do with chord shapes, family shapes up and down the neck. I'm not going to go too much further into that now, but it does sort of apply to what we're talking about here. So one thing that is kind of cool about that is I just gave you the chords in alphabetical order starting with A. A, C, D, E, G. Well, Caged, if we start with C, is actually that in reverse. It's going backwards. If I start on C, the next letter lower than C that is one of those is A. Lower than that is G. Lower than that is E, and lower than that is D. So that order is kind of important. It'll come into play in a minute or two here. Okay, so I want to play in the key of B, and I think about my 5 easy keys. And so the first one, what I want to do is start with the first letter of those that is lower than the target, because the capo is only going to bring it up, right? You with me? Okay, so the first of those 5 letters that is below B is, I'll let you think about it for a second. Got it? A. And A is how far below B? Well, a whole step. So I find a capo and I move it a whole step. I put it, I got to tighten that. This is an old rusty one too. I put it at the 2nd fret because A is 2 frets below B. And now I play an A chord and it's B. And of course, if I didn't have the capo, I would put a bar here and play the same thing. So in this case, the capo just replaces the bar and lets me play in the key of A. And now I think about my song in A, where the song is going to use 1, 4, and 5. So the chords I'm going to expect to play here are A, D, E, and A. There it is, my 1, 4, 5 progression. Okay, and now I think in A, and I put the capo at 2, and I'm in B. Well, the next letter in our sequence, if I continue going lower than A of my chords there, of my 5 chords, the next one is G. G is another whole step lower. So I got to move this another whole step. I bring it to the 4th fret. And now I play a G chord. And that's the same as the B chord I just played here. The A chord I just played here. And at the 4th fret, a G chord. Turns out that that's the way Rosanna and her band and family were playing I Am a Pilgrim. Playing it in G, capoed at the 4th, where my progression goes from G to C to D. Well, I can go a little further, because if I want to find the next key, I look for one of my 5 keys. The next one below G is, got it? E. E is a step and a half below G because we skipped F. That's 3 frets. So I got to move this 3 more frets. I got to go to the 7th fret. And now I play an E chord, and it's B. And now I'm thinking in the key of E. So, there I was able to play in the key of B in 3 different places. Capo at 2 in A, capo at 4 in G, and capo at 7 in B. And so what I would have, what I'd suggest is if 2 people are playing the same song, play it in 2 different places. Okay, should I play something in B? Nothing's in B. that is something I don't think I've ever done something was really unusual about that little improv from every other one I've done here for years. Oh, speaking of years, we are coming up on our 15th anniversary. I got to think about something special for next week. It'll be the week I'm missing. Holy cow. Well, the first week of May, we'll come up with some special projects maybe for that. Yeah, it was 15 years ago, the end of April. I think it was the 29th or something like that. I don't remember the date exactly, but it's written down on our TG Live that our live feed that we did in 2009, late April of 2009, and we were on the air for 5 hours. I hope that's still available someplace. I mean, it not that I would recommend watching the whole thing, but there was definitely a lot of goofing off and some friends and family visiting and stuff like that. Anyway, TG's 15th anniversary. I got to think about a special thing. Oh, so what was unusual about that improv I just did was the time signature. I rarely do stuff like that. I'll let you go back and listen to it again and tell me what time it was in. I will see you in 2 weeks.